Chokepoints by Design: Why We Built a Global Oil Weapon and Handed It to Iran. Flint West reporting. Recent events around the Strait of Hormuz lay bare the fragile, cynical reality of the global energy system. The world is 71% ocean, the cheapest, most efficient highway for bulk transport ever devised. Yet roughly 20 to 25% of the planet's seaborne oil, around 20 million barrels per day, is forced through a single narrow corridor whose usable shipping lanes are only a couple of miles wide, inside a strait that narrows to about 21 miles at its tightest point. Oil and gas exist all over the planet: Arctic fields, South American reserves, African basins, Russian supplies, the North Sea, Brunei, and abundant North American production. In a world where capital could truly flow to wherever it is treated best, investment would have aggressively diversified these sources long ago. No country would need to send tankers more than about 2 weeks to secure its energy needs. A disruption in the Persian Gulf would then be a regional headache at most, probably affecting less than 5% of distant importers' supply, rather than triggering global panic, strategic reserve releases, and desperate rule bending like temporarily lifting sanctions on Russian oil. This content is brought to you by Bobby Gigs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. Instead, Gulf producers, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and others have funneled their output into a cul-de-sac. Even Saudi Arabia, with Red Sea access, has kept alternative pipelines limited. This wasn't an unavoidable geographic accident. It was a sustained choice that created and maintained a perfect weaponizable choke point. Now that weapon has been hacked by the wrong actor. Iran is selectively granting or denying passage, favoring allies like China, offering deals to Gulf neighbors who expel U.S. diplomats, and using threats of closure or attacks for leverage. The very powers and rulemakers who tolerated or benefited from this concentrated dependency are now scrambling, twisting their own rules-based order, and watching alliances strain as rules get discarded the moment they become inconvenient. This isn't incompetence. It's how control freaks operate, with mens rea, a cynical, exploitative mindset that builds or preserves systems designed for leverage rather than resilience. Everything appears structured so it can be weaponized: supply chains, infrastructure, even the so-called international rules. Periods of relative calm have lulled us into building for just-in-time efficiency instead of anti-fragility. The deeper truth is sobering. Chaos and power politics are closer to the natural state of the world than the anomalous stability we've enjoyed in recent decades. If we accept that reality instead of viewing it through rose-tinted glasses, we would design very differently. Decentralized, diversified, redundant systems that minimize single points of failure. Resilience would trump short-term convenience. We would stop pretending the current clusterfuck is accidental and start building as if volatility is the default. Because it is. Flint West signing off.